Morning.
Including poor Sarah Huckabee Sanders yesterday was on the podium trying to explain what he said.
Well, she joked that she was getting more questions about Steve Bannon now that he's out of the White House than when he was in the White House. And this was certainly a very big topic of conversation yesterday because there was so much in this interview. And, Steve Bannon is not somebody that we heard from a lot in public when he was a senior White House official. Now, clearly, he's got a lot to get off his chest. The one thing that really interested us the most, obviously we've heard all of the fights with Republicans and his wanting to take on the Washington establishment, the swamp culture, but the Jim Comey stuff was really interesting because this was Steve Bannon going against something that the president decided to do. He said that he told the president not to fire Jim Comey and that he believes that's why there's now Robert Mueller special counsel investigation. Asked if it was the biggest mistake in political history, Bannon said that would be too bombastic for him to say, but he did say maybe in modern political history. Yesterday, the White House says, though, the president stand by that decision, and they made the right decision to fire Comey.
I also thought it was interesting when he said that our original sin was going with the establishment at the beginning of the administration.
Yeah, and that maybe they could have gotten more things done going the way they did things on the campaign. Who knows? Hindsight is, of course, always 20/20 here in Washington, but, it is notable that all of the talk about what he's going to do from the outside. He could be way more influential from the outside as the head of the political website Breitbart than inside. And he certainly says he's going to take on the swamp, the Washington establishment, and he is going to be the president's wingman from the outside. That's key. He said he's going to fight for the president's agenda.
He took on Chris Christie, but he also said that there is a civil war in the Republican Party, and it's time to pick sides, really, is what he said.
And he said, especially when it comes to DACA, he said this is an issue that is just going to rip apart the Republican Party. Civil war. The White House was asked about that yesterday. Is he wrong? And if he is wrong, how is he wrong? Explain that, because DACA is now something the president clearly is signaling he wants to take action on, and more along the lines with what the Democrats want to do. Sarah Sanders said yesterday that Steve always likes to speak in the most extreme measures. That was a quote that certainly was burning up social media yesterday.
How much of this was a headache? They were on Harvey, they were on Irma, and all of a sudden this sort of brings Russia and Comey and all the political intrigue back into full focus.
Yeah, it absolutely does. But, it kind of always is in focus, even when the president's getting questions about the hurricane and DACA and things like that. This Russia investigation is still simmering on a middle burner all the time. And every day there's another little story that comes out or a medium story. So they're always getting asked about it.
Karen Travers, what's the news of the week? What do they have to do this week?
President tonight is having another interesting dinner. 6 senators coming to the White House, 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and they're going to be talking about tax reform. This is the president's big priority right now. He wants a bill. He wants something he can sign. He wants it on a really quick timeline, though. This hasn't been done in decades. The president wants something on his desk before the end of the year. But the thing to look for is the Democrats that are coming are all from states that he won big in 2016. Indiana, West Virginia, North Dakota, all 3 senators up for re-election next year.
So Chuck Schumer's not going, so that means
Chuck Schumer is not a part of this
all right,
tonight.
so there's not going to be
His
a Democratic
new best friend, Chuck Schumer.
There's not going to be a Democratic tax bill agreed
to. Exactly.
Right. Over brunch. All right, good.
Oh, man, 10:30 headline tonight. Now you jinxed me. I'll be asleep.
Karen Travers, ABC News correspondent at the White House. Thanks, Karen.
Have a great day.
6:50.